Shao, thank you so much for your time for this episode of Think Through podcast. How's everything? Anything new and exciting on your end?
Yeah, very exciting, right? Like there's a release of GPT-5 this week and also Cloud 4.1. So very exciting news over AI world, right? So I'm very excited to explore and experiment and tinker with all these new technologies.
Yeah, and I'm excited too because GPT-5 just released yesterday on Thursday,
Yeah,
and we are
exactly.
recording this podcast on Friday. So it's exciting. I'm curious to know more about it. But before we dive into artificial intelligence and GPT-5, tell me, what do you do? Where are you from? What does your company do?
Yeah, my name is Shao. I'm from Montreal, Canada. Right now, I'm in Toronto more. Originally, I was born in China. I came to Canada when I was 9. I grew up in Montreal. I do speak French as well. Of course, I do speak Chinese as well natively. It's my mother tongue. But however, during elementary school and high school, I was speaking French. I went to McGill as a computer science for university, and that's the first time I learned about AI, and that was a while ago. And yeah, right now I'm running a software company that I do services for other people. Uh, in the recent 2 years is where we started our own product. So, and right now we're pivoting into like doing products as well on top of the service. The reason for the pivot is because we realize that it's much easier to develop products these days compared to before, right? Before you had to raise a lot of money to develop complex software, and if you want to do anything in AI, you need to do something maybe in TensorFlow or sklearn. Then yeah, you will need to train your own model. It's very complicated. Right now, you have all this pre-trained model available that you can access them on demand, which is really nice. Open doors for so many applications.
Fair enough. You talked about entrepreneurship. I know you're founder and CEO of two companies, and both are AI based, Athena AI and DevFortress. So talk about one by one, and also intrigued to know how did you think of their names?
Oh yeah, essentially those two are the same company, right? Athena AI is a product of DevFortress. I do have another company called Fan Story. That's a different entity with a co-founder too. My company DevFortress is a standalone company. I'm a solo founder of that company. So Athena AI, like I said, it's one of our product. We had other products before. It's just this one is doing better than the other one, so we're focusing more on that one.
Fair
So yeah, then the name for Dev Fortress, I think is pretty simple. Basically, Dev is development, right? Fortress is more like robust because it's a fortress, meaning that we deliver very, very solid works. Athena AI, that's an interesting one because I know that all the AI like assistant, right, are like like female voices and female names, such as Siri, Alexa, etc., right? So I was like, let's just go extra mile. Let's use a goddess name. So why not? And actually, in the beginning, I was asking like AI about it, saying like which goddess sounds better, and AI gave me a list of names. And yeah, I choose Athena. And yeah, it sounds better too. So it sounds very nice. It's very easy to pronounce. Athena is a very famous goddess. So that actually adds some complexity on the SEO. It's a very competitive keyword. So we're doing okay on that right now. So but still like there's so many company with Athena in the name,
Yeah.
right? So Athena or Apollo or like all the Greek goddess and god. So yeah, very competitive, but it's very easy to remember. So
Yeah, it's cool. Let's dive a little bit deeper and talk about the buzzword of the century, artificial intelligence.
mhm.
How would you explain AI in very simple words? And also, I think you can combine this answer with, do you think AI is just a hype bubble that might one day burst, or are we looking at a long-term transformation that will only continue to grow?
I mean, AI stands for artificial intelligence, right? Meaning that intelligence that are man-made, not natural intelligence, which is our brain. And the definition of intelligence, is debatable, definitely, right? Like Turing used to say, like, yeah, if you pass the Turing test, you demonstrate certain level of intelligence, which is true, right? So if you can trick a human thinking that you're actually like something intelligent, then it is intelligent, right? It's in some way. And of course, there's level of intelligence as well. And artificial intelligence, if you can make decision without assistant, I think that would be considered intelligent. Of course, beyond that, there will be like different level of intelligence, right? Is it intelligent when you can play chess and play checkers, or like GPT-5, right? So and or beyond GPT-5. So those are different type of intelligence. And in terms of the bubble, yes, I definitely think there's a bubble for that because there's the it's useful. AI is definitely useful, but again, like it's a the economy is about supply and demand. And if we have too much supply and not enough demand, the bubble gonna burst at some point, right? Because like that's what happened with the dot-com boom, which I think it will be the same thing here with the AI hype because now everybody can build AI application. We're going to see like tens of thousands of AI applications. So like some are gonna succeed, some will not. I think it's the matter of distribution, just like the beginning of the dot-com boom, right? Those who distribute the best win the game later on. Amazon, right? The Amazon, Google, Facebook, all those companies like who are the winners of the dot-com boom, they're really good at distribution. Not actually the technology themselves, right? Like Amazon was selling books back then. Facebook was just like a PHP website,
Yeah.
and they end up to be like winners, right? Only I think that Google has some actual like tech with their like search algorithm. Other people, I don't think they're even tech company. They're tech because they're on the internet, but it's that's pretty much it. So I do think distribution again is really important, right? You have to make it like user to use your product. Like this is just like AI just to give you the platform to distribute your product, and your own distribution is super important. The more you push, the more people use it, and yeah, and you're going to be better than the competitors.
As you said, artificial intelligence, the name itself is self explanatory and it says artificial, that is man made.
Yeah.
So today, AI is learning from what human think and feed. Do you think in future AI would be intelligent enough to affect human beings? Because today it is affecting by human beings.
I think yes. I mean, even today, I think it's affecting human beings, right? Like some people are people are so relying on ChatGPT that they ask everything like to ChatGPT, right? Or other AI chat application, Gemini or Grok, whatever other like AI system we're using, DeepSeek, Claude, right? So like I think human like already rely so much on AI and really can do a lot of recommendation. And yeah, going forward, I think it's right with agentic system. We like a lot of tasks can be outsourced to the AI. So yeah, definitely AI can start developing like conscious, right? Even that's definitely possible. With a even with a real time model, that's from either like ChatGPT or Gemini, right, or other apps. You can ask her any questions and it will answer for you, right? For example, if I bought something, I don't know how to use this product, then I can just ask the AI apps to check it for me with a camera, right? Sometimes like if I go to another country and I don't know the language, you can read the label and tell me in real time what it's saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super powerful.
I have a question on AI and I'll try to phrase it metaphorically. Do you see AI as a snake that we keep feeding that might one day bite us, or do you see it as a seed that we are planting just so it can bear us fruits?
I would say like one day or another, in order for AI to not outperform human, right? Humans has to evolve with AI, right? So like if AI gain conscious and if AI is so more advanced than we do, we one day we're going to be eliminated for sure, right? That's like because there's no like if the AI they have their own conscious and they're smarter than us, whatever guardrail we put around them, they will figure out to remove them eventually, right? So, and if we don't transcend ourselves, augment ourselves with technology or whatever way that we can do, or accelerate our biological evolution, then like then for sure it's going to be a threat to us, right? When they are way smarter than us, and they have their own conscience. There's no way that we can contain them, even if we try very hard. So we either if we want to survive, either we stop developing them at a certain point, or we augment ourselves with them so that we're not obsolete.
Do you see humans evolving at the same pace as artificial intelligence?
I think we're way smarter than them now. So right now, for the next 10 years, I don't see that as an issue. Like a lot of things are still really difficult for the AI right now. So things that are very trivial for us may be very difficult, especially like perception tasks, right? If you put AI in a robot, they're not going to do it well. Even like in a 2D environment, your browser, AI is struggling with so many tasks, right? So if like you add extra complexity when instead of just like reasoning on like a text-based response, if you ask it to actually reason in multi-dimensional task, right? Just navigating in a 2D environment, do things with it, and then thinking at the same time, it's going to be really confused. Human, on the other hand, is really good at it.
Yeah. And that like gives me an opportunity to ask a follow-up question. Because AI has plethora of information already, do you think an AI ever truly think logically like a human being, or is it just like eventually gonna remix and repackage the data?
That's logically like a human.
Yes.
I don't think so. I don't. Well, like I think it's going to have their own way of thinking because how the direction we're doing with like a neural network, right? So neural network mimic our brain, so which encourage creativity unless we put something that prevent that from happening, right? So eventually, I think the way that they have evolved, yeah, you would not like yes, each train on certain data. However, like it's also like there's also randomness inside it. That's how also part of our brain works. So I think eventually, yes, it would develop. You will have like our way of thinking may affect it, but it will have its own way of thinking eventually. Maybe not in the models AI models of today, but near future for sure.
Yeah, as you mentioned, because AI has its own way of thinking, that is why there have been like many discussions about ethical challenges with AI. In your opinion, what ethical challenges do you see with AI growing at such a fast pace?
Like I think the ethical challenge is not AI itself. It's actually how human can use AI to do like malicious things. So I was like talking to someone who asked me, do you think actually AI to try to lie to us, who try to do something? I was telling them when AI lies to you is because the owner of the AI wants the AI to lie to you. For most cases, right? So and why they doing that? Because it's very good like a public relationship campaign for them because those kind of things turn into news and people will talk about it organically, right? Like if we say OpenAI's model, the ChatGPT gain conscious and start lying to people, and then that's a very good PR campaign for OpenAI. Free advertisement because like as human, we are going to talk about that to each other, and there's free advertisement for that. So for a lot of those things, they can do it. They can do it, and they can say they can blame on AI, right? But simply sometimes it's because they decide to do that, right? I think that's more dangerous, right? The AI companies, they have a lot of money. They can agree with each other doing certain things, right? For example, this kind of news is beneficial for all the AI company, right? So they can collectively implement some schemes that trick the general public. That's very dangerous. I feel like this is the most dangerous part, not the AI itself. The AI itself are not that intelligent yet. Maybe in the future, but not that intelligent yet. Because a lot of time when I'm using AI, I know exactly why they're lying because I understand the limitation of the language model. Sometimes the language model lies is hallucinating, and there's an extra layer of software that when you hallucinate, it will detect that and it will not expose its internal error. So for general public to be aware of, not everybody not everything is as the media portrayed, right? As especially the media sponsored by those big AI companies.
So, do you think is there any way that AI can filter out these misinformation and biasness, or is there no way?
AI can filter out on its own. I would say it's difficult, right? Right now, the AI, the owner of the AI define those rules. The AI is not smart enough to break free of those rules, right? So even if they can, but then you can just add the extra layer of software that contain it, right? For example, if ChatGPT says something that is expose some trade secret, then you can have an extra layer of guardrail to prevent that from happening or block the response of ChatGPT, right? And of course, we have the jailbreak technique to go around that. People have tried that. Well, that's another technique that people can do for the AI to say the truth, but then it's still difficult. And when you can just do it once, and then the AI company notice that they are going to update their model, and then everything will function like they predicted. So I'd say like for the AI to go over those boundaries, it will take taking a while. But when that happens, I would say it's the AI system will be truly intelligent, and may be the beginning of them surpassing us. But I don't think it would happen in like recently at least.
Because these also bring challenges with trusting sensitive data
Hmm.
with AI. Because it could be
Yeah.
anything related to law or medical.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I recently came across a LinkedIn post, and I don't remember exactly who shared it, but I think he was one of the higher ups of a giant construction company. He said that construction industry is probably the last one to be impacted by AI. And this is very personal question to me because I am myself in construction industry. So, what do you think about this, and which other industries do you see likely to get most impacted by AI?
I think the industry that most likely to be impacted AI are like industry rely on software. So because AI right now is getting to be good at 2D environments and anything run on a computer, right? That's less difficult compared to like machinery in the real world environment. Computational perception is a very difficult problem for the AI simply because it's like a 3D environment is a lot more difficult in a 2D constrained environment like in a computer, right? In a computer, you need to know the position of like the cursor of the mouse, and then you navigate 2D world and the browser. Those are relatively easier tasks, and even then, the AI is struggling right now with a lot of those tasks. Construction, which involve in real world, a lot of parameters need to consider, right? You have the material, you have the work environment, you need to be precise in real world, and then you need to execute the task like in extreme precision, right? That's I think yeah, it's definitely a difficult task for the AI. The only thing that the things that AI can do it well is maybe the just validate the blueprints, validate the design on paper, the architecture, the sheets, the calculation in the software. That part I think the AI can pretty much do it perfectly. Uh, but it's just like the constructing things, moving the parts in the real world. I don't think that will be impacted by AI anytime soon.
Interesting. What other industries besides software uh, driven industries do you think can be impacted?
I think like any planning jobs need like I feel like the project manager job, the designer job, developer job, right? A lot of those can be replaced. In fact, it's already happening. Really need to be an expert to have an advantage over AI because if you're a junior, the AI can generate a better image than you can design in like a few seconds,
Yeah.
right? Unless you're a super good designer, uh, else like AI could outperform anything you came up with because the creativity part usually you need to have experiences. You need to have experience, right? So for a junior designer or junior developer, I think the AI just outperform those like social media manager, any kind of virtual assistant. Right, I think that job gonna die very soon because a virtual assistant is doing very simple task but repeatable task. Those tasks that the human don't want to do, right? The CEO of a company, they definitely don't want to do that. So yeah, you outsource that to like offshore virtual assistant, right? So I think this is gonna get replaced fairly shortly because the agentic tasks they can replace a lot of those workflow. Another like vertical that's gonna be yeah replaced by the AI. And in the long run, I say a lot of more long run is a lot of those operation tasks are going to be slowly but surely replaced by AI. Even in construction, I think it will be one of the last those factory construction, the street that needs 3D environment, like those are the last are going to be replaced. But before that, I would say like deliveries, drivers are going to be replaced. All the gig economy are going to be wiped out like completely within the next 10 years, I feel. Because you can like deliver with drones, you can deliver with robots. There's so many ways to deliver without human. And we already see that, and also deliver with self-driving cars. That's also very possible, like in the near future. In fact, many places in China are already doing that. So in the next 10 years, if we're looking at the next 20 years, right, like a lot of those operational tasks that we have a playbook, we know how to do this, we just run it. We don't need a human to run it. We just need AI to just repeatedly execute those tasks. Right. So whether it's maintenance task or factory, like building assembled products in a factory or delivery, those are repeatable tasks, right? So I do think that and from that point, operation is now human heavy, it's more AI driven, and now human can concentrate on exploring the unknowns, exploring like what's next, right? We can focus most of our resource on innovation rather than operation,
Interesting.
which is positive. It's really definitely a positive thing for her, for humanity.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. And when you said like AI will be replacing operational tasks, I'll share with you my recent encounter with AI.
Hmm?
I went out for dinner with one of my friends recently, and it was interesting to see that in the whole restaurant, there was only one crew member, besides, of course, the chefs. And do you want to guess who was the server in the restaurant?
Ooh, a robot?
A Bella bot delivering food from the kitchen to the guests. And
Yeah.
I was like, I am in London, Ontario, with only 500,000 of population, and it is so
Hmm.
advanced that the restaurants in London has robots. So I cannot even imagine how bigger cities must be adapting AI. Have you experienced what is your crazy experience with or the wildest experience with AI so far?
I think automated like shops, right? That's the one that I mean I experienced that in China. So and of course like self-driving cars for sure, like self-driving bus even. So
Wow, I've
self
never seen a
self-driving bus, self-driving cars, and also automated like grocery store. Like literally, it's like a huge vending machine. But you go in and it's locked and you have to check out and it's unlocked. So if you don't check out, you have to press a button like near the exit, I think, and then you let you go. Something like that. And there's nobody in that. It's operated by AI. So
And where is that happening? Is that in Canada or you said in China?
no, that's in China actually. But I think they're bringing like in the US some part of I heard that Amazon is also testing that in some of the Whole Food as well.
Wild.
So yeah, like it's in testing. Even like in LA, right? I saw like a robot delivery all the time. Not only in China, in LA, I think I saw like those mini robots are like they're just on the street delivering things to people. Yeah, they're just walking with me. Not walking, but they are carts, so they have wheels. So
Yeah.
they're just like mini robots delivering things to people with a cargo box on it. So was really interesting to see that.
It's quite mind-boggling, honestly. Moving towards the most exciting topic, GPT-5, which just got
Hmm.
released yesterday. What do you think of this version? How it is different from GPT 3.5, 4, 4 Turbo, 4 Omni, and all of those previous versions?
My first impression of it is it has the ability of debug itself, even though it's not that good as advertised. So one of the first prompt I tried to like test it, I tried to like put some pressure onto it. I'm a chess player, so I asked it to generate a chess game. It does it okay, but then like part of my prompt is not only generate the chess game, I know that it's able to do that, and also make a decent enough AI to play against me, right? From scratch, literally from scratch, right? So it definitely struggled with that, but it tried to debug itself. That's interesting about that feature, which is the demo during the press conference. I was like, I want to see that feature. So when I play my first move, there's error. And you realize there's an error message. Then you try to debug itself to fix the error. You debug itself for 5 minutes, and you still got errors, but a different error. So and you still try to debug it. So I'm like, okay, I don't have time for that. Like let's call it a day for now. But it's interesting to see this kind of feature, right? Like it's a very difficult feature to debug yourself, right? So yeah, but it's very interesting.
Listening and understanding what is going wrong and what are the errors and trying to improve itself.
Exactly, and even with a UI with like a program a mini game, is way better than the previous model, I'd say. Aesthetically, like it looks better. Yeah, but I'd say like obviously OpenAI always creating hype behind its release. So every time I'm disappointed because they create so much hype, and when you use the thing, it's not live to the hype, then you get disappointed, right? So I know it's definitely better than GPT 4.0 and o 3, but still, I would like it's not that big leap forward compared to the difference between GPT 3 and GPT 4, or even GPT 3.5 to GPT 4.
Yeah.
Back then, there was a very big difference between GPT 3.5 and GPT 4. But I wouldn't say, like, for example, GPT 4.0 to GPT 5, or even GPT 3 to GPT 5 is not that big a difference. It's cheaper though, it's more affordable now. It's more affordable with bigger context window. I'm pretty sure they train on agentic tasks, so maybe that part is good too. But yeah, I'd say it's good, but it's not like when GPT-4 came out, it was way better than all the other companies' model.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to be honest, I tested with Anthropic Claude 4.1, and I don't see the big, like, maybe it's better, but I'm not even sure. I need to test more for sure. I don't see a big wow moment with GPT-5. I guess it's very competitive nowadays to have that moment anymore compared to like a year ago.
Fair enough. So I think the differentiation here is the latest version can debug itself.
Yeah, you can debug yourself, generate more UI. It does feel more intelligent when you ask like a vague question, right? That you try to figure out what you're saying based on what you are telling the AI in the past too. So you kind of have this awareness. It has better awareness for sure.
Right, right. As for Chat GPT or the latest version GPT-5, tell me, like personally, how I can use it to my advantage to learn.
Oh, to learn, I'd say like definitely like the agent feature is powered by the GPT-5 now, so that use it, try to leverage that, right? Like for example, I use that to fill my applications, like especially those sheets, right? Even for like any like startup program too, right? If they ask me to fill something, I use the AI to fill it right now. I don't even do it by hand because I don't have time to fill the form of like 50 questions, right? So I ask the AI to fill it for me, or a spreadsheet like with like 10 tabs, right? Like I'm not going to do that. I like the agent to do that. He does it way faster than I do. So the agent teacher definitely try that, and let's say definitely try to like build things like build coding, generate images. I think those are still strengths of ChatGPT. Like image generation is still one of the best, not because the initial image, but because the flexibility. Is one of the only one that use a language model to generate the image, so that the image is more flexible for editing. Yeah, often it's like if I have my banner, I have my branding. So if I want to do like a event, custom event with my logo on it,
Yeah.
I can easily like integrate my logo inside that image, that banner. So I think that's a good thing. Personally, I use ChatGPT for those two regions, right? Image generation and the agent feature.
Interesting. And I think it was this morning that I used GPT-5 just to see how it was. And the way I went about it was because I generate thumbnails for YouTube for the podcasts. So I took a snapshot of one of the thumbnails, threw
Yeah.
it in the chat GPT, and asked it to compare it to the world's best podcasts thumbnail and tell me what is the difference and how I can improve. And it was pretty spot on with that.
Yeah.
So I was pretty impressed. I didn't think that it probably would be able to do it, but it also gave me a thumbnail of one of the other podcast shows and generated the whole image, and it asked me if I would like to modify it, and it modified and gave it to me.
Yeah, like integration with other tools get better too. They say that in the press conference, and the part of it is better context window allow that to happen, right?
Yeah.
Like better context window meaning that better memory, and they have better protocol to integrate with other tools. Right? For example, if you ask something, they can just do a search in the background without you explicitly ask for a search, right? So that's and also you can control how much you think based on what you request. You don't need to ask to deep thinking or something like that, right? You just think the exact amount that you need. So if you can detect if it's a hard question or not.
What with ChatGPT into picture now, I'm pretty sure it's gonna improve. What do you think we can expect in future versions of GPT?
I think version that is more trained on agentic tasks. That's what I'm hoping for, because agent like agent is going to be the future, right? The good thing about agent is we're moving from co-pilots to autopilots, right? A co-pilot mean is your assistant. Like it does whatever you ask it to do.
Yeah.
Autopilot can just do things for you, right? So like those autopilot agents, what they can do is they can book things for you, they can fill form for you. right? So there's a lot of things that they can do for you, not just search for things for you, right? Even if before with deep research is good, but deep research only give you information. It doesn't do anything for you. I think coming the upcoming like agentic era would be the AI can actually do things for you now. Maybe in the it maybe in a few more years, maybe 10 years, they can also do it in the real world with robots. Right now, robots are kind of not that smart yet for the reason I mentioned before. It's just very difficult to navigate like real world environments because it has to train on those data, and those data are not easy to interpret sometimes.
You also mentioned this earlier that you try to fill the applications with the help of AI.
Yeah.
Just to let you know that usually once we wrap up with podcast, I send an email to the guest with a survey form to let me know how was the podcast and how was your experience. So I'm a bit concerned now
Yeah, like people may answer that with AI though. Yeah.
because I might see some nice and lovely answers which probably might not be true. So I would appreciate myself.
Or like I think that's good and bad, right? So like sometimes you want those good answers, right? Like and sometimes people are struggling in writing good answer. Sometimes you just feel like you are not feeling too well to to do this, and the AI that can definitely help. I'd argue that sometimes AI pitch my company better than I do. So like the way they read my my answer those government question on how what benefit you are going to bring to Canada or whatever, and yeah, like the AI can go into an angle that I never thought of, right? So I'm like, okay, that's actually good, right? So maybe I can just ask, okay, now do a deep research on that to see like what is there any benefit that what we can satisfy right for the government that I am not aware of because I didn't read certain policy, but the AI is aware of that by just scan the internet with a deep research.
Yeah. Yeah, we are towards the end of the podcast. I just have last few questions for you. What
Mm-hmm.
is something that really excites you about AI today and the thing that concerns you the most?
What excited me the most is that actually agents that can do tasks for me, right? That's what I'm excited the most. I have so many things to do, and a lot of time, like I hate repeatable tasks. Like sometimes I want to reply a message. I know that it's just 3 clicks, but then I need to do those 3 clicks. I have many tasks that does 3 clicks, so you add up to like 30 clicks, right? So if I can reduce those overhead then I'm very excited. What concerning is like all the cyber attack, all the deep fakes, like all the malicious thing that AI, real people, not AI. AI are not doing that.
Yeah,
These people who are doing
leading it.
that, right? Yeah, yeah. People you who weaponize AI or who leverage AI to do bad thing. This is super danger. And when talking about governance, we're not really fighting against AI. We're actually fighting against people who have bad intention using AI. That's the most dangerous part. Not the AI itself. We don't need to worry about AI like the Terminator AI killing us, for at least for the next 10 years to be safe. But what's happening now is some of the scammy message, right? Like it looks concerning.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not even answering call anymore because I think 90% of my call are like AI calling me like to try to like trick me to do something. I don't even answer the call. So simply like I'm just telling everybody like if you want to reach me out, don't call me. Write an email, do something else, link message me. Well, I don't ever call me anymore. Where because I'm not answering to call anymore.
Interesting. AI being a very new industry, what would you suggest to someone as a starting point who is interested in getting into AI?
Learn how to prompt. That's super important. Yes, that's the basic thing. Learn how to prompt. There's so many things you can do with just prompting. In other words, learn how to talk to AI.
What is different about talking to AI? Like, why do you emphasize on it so much?
Because if you give the right instruction, right, then the AI can do a lot of things for you. The AI is not intelligent enough to guess what you're doing. Even human sometimes it's not that, unless you know the person very well. So if you ask stranger to do something for you without clarifying a lot of things, then the stranger will be like, okay, I don't know. Your family member that you're asking, we're asking you, then that's different, right? One sentence can mean a lot of things, but then to a stranger, that's not the case. That's why prompting is important. Prompting is like you talk to like a 12 years old, right? You give instruction to a 12 years old, but the 12 years old has a PhD degree. So like multiple PhD degree, right?
Thank you. It was great informative chat with you, Shao. Thank you for joining me today. I hope we do another episode sometime soon. And you're
Yes.
already touching heights, but best of luck on your journey with Athena AI and DevFortress. Talk soon.
Okay, thank you.